DFCRadio.com.
And now live from Numbskull Studios in Long Beach, California, it's the Beer 30 Show, starring Brandino, Hoppy T, Coderii, and special guest, Rev Brewing Company.
How long should we let it play out?
Keep it going. Me and Dino were going around just singing this song, like humming it all day.
Go back to Skate Depot days, back where you skate, back where you skate.
Shit, Skate Depot with my shit.
Do the Axel Foley?
I was going to say Beverly Hills Cop or what?
Yeah.
Woo! All right, this
Early
is
90s.
Beer 30. That's a nice intro. I think we're keeping that intro. Beer
they
30
sue it
here.
from us.
As that great introduction just told you, I'm your host, Dino Flo, and my co-host sits across from me. His name is Coderii or Darii.
What's happening?
We haven't quite grasped an exact name to call you. We just call you all types of names.
Cody Brody.
And more.
What's happening?
And more when you're not looking.
Cody Brody.
And Hoppy T sitting over there.
Hola.
How's it
y'all
going,
doing?
Hoppy T? How's it going?
Good, man. I'm waiting for some callers to call in and tell us what they're sipping on.
562-653-0707.
That's right. We have the brand new, the shirt that's dropping.
Oh, yes.
Are they off the presses yet, Saint, or they're being printed right now?
Yeah, they're still being
If you
printed.
can show the logo in a minute and tell them what they're going to get if they call into the show.
You get a shirt, the size of your choice, up from medium to large.
We're going to get the first print going. All we have is mediums and larges. No, all we have is guys' shirt right now. We're going to wait to see how they turn out, and we'll get some girls' shirts printed up. But so call in 562-653-0707. Everybody who calls in gets a free Beer 30 shirt. We also want to introduce our guest today, Eddie, and we got Riggs on his way. I'm sure he's hustling over here. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Hopefully
Rev,
left early.
From Rev Brewing. How's it going? Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah. Hi, this is Edward, Rev Brewing Company, Rev Winery, of course.
Yeah.
And Riggs is probably running late because he's still brewing.
Yeah, that's what he does. I guess this is a big day. Are you guys open on Mondays? A lot of breweries are not open on Mondays.
Yeah, so far we're not planning to open yet, but we use that day as one of
It's
our
still a
brewing
big,
days.
big work day, of
Yeah.
course. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be partaking in a couple beers that you guys have available over there. We'll be talking all about Rev Brewing, Rev Winery, the beer scene in your area, and what's coming next for you guys. But in the meantime, since we don't have any Rev beer, we have beer in the fridge. Thanks to Stearns Liquor, who is one of our sponsors. We have plenty of beers to drink
Thank
today.
you, Stearns Liquor,
Thank you,
for
Stearns Liquor.
donating this beer to our bellies.
So in the meantime, between time, what you guys pregame on? You guys pregaming on anything?
That's we had the 6 a.m. stout that you opened and poured. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it.
Honestly, I don't even know who makes that. It's like something Trail, or it was my first go at this
It was
brewery.
on the bottle, but
I got it. I got a beer. It's one of those new ones I haven't seen before, and I like the ingredients that went into it. It does have the lactose in it, and it also has oatmeal. 6 a.m. It's a breakfast beer.
It's a breakfast
It's a
beer.
nice little breakfast beer.
Those breakfast beers.
They're only for true champions, all right? True beer
You're
champions.
getting up at 6 a.m. Yeah, I think it's time for a stout. I don't know.
I've seen it on your
Sun's coming
Instagram.
up. I know, but I live a different lifestyle.
It does take a different lifestyle to live in the beer community, or actually make a career out of the beer community. Rev Winery and Brewing Company, Ed. How long have you guys been around? Because the brewing has been taking off the last year, 2 years, since, as far as I know.
I think we had the exclusive right here on the show. We had one of the first announcements that you guys were going to brew beer.
Yes,
Riggs
sir.
came in, the whole crew. That was kind of a Beer 30 exclusive. I don't know how long ago was that?
Well, back in 06, we registered as of 06 for winery and brewery, so
Yeah.
bonded since then. But it was more of to be compliant since I was continuing my hobby. It was more of a passion. Never thought it'd turn into a business.
Yeah. Well, that's how it turns out sometimes.
And here's a Rev beer. Arriving late. So much for the Rev, right?
I don't know how they do it on the BN Army, bro. But here we show up on time, dude. I don't know, dude. No.
But Ed, you were telling me a fascinating story about how you got into winemaking. Basically, It sounds like you
Lost
might not
my
have been the
marbles.
happiest camper ever at the job that you were at. And you wanted to find a passion and develop that into a career, and here you are 8-9 years later.
Yeah, pretty much just lost my marbles. Said I'm gonna stop living the way I'm living, and start living the way I want to live. And walked away from a 7-digit job and just never looked back.
Man,
That's the way to do it. Now,
I'm trying to walk into a 7-digit job.
now not everyone.
I think it's still open if you want.
Are they hiring? Dino's looking for.
It's not everyone that could do that and have the balls, frankly, to do that. It does take a lot of courage to go into business for yourself. I
Gotta
think that's
gusher.
where a lot of entrepreneurs, they have good ideas, but they stop because it's that leap where you're not sure if you're going to have a paycheck. You're not sure if this is going to succeed. You may have to put more than you intended in your budget into it to make it succeed. For the guys out there trying to follow their passions, whether it be craft beer, wine, or anything else in the world, give them some advice from a true entrepreneur.
I got to tell you, the best advice I could give anyone is to follow their dream. Of course, you heard that many a times, but to just do it. Don't stand there, start thinking about reasons of why you shouldn't do it. Just jump. Just jump and do it. That's the best way to do it.
Sink or swim, right?
Yeah, sink or swim.
And don't be scared of failing. If you fail, the people that like to criticize others and say, hey, a good job, buddy, you opened this up and it didn't work out. Well, at least I had the stones to try it out myself. And yeah, some things didn't work out, but for every time I failed, I probably learned 10 other things of what not to do next time I'm going to be rolling out and following my next idea or whatever it is.
I like somebody says this about Edison. They said he didn't succeed at first. He failed thousands of times, and every time he failed, he looked at it as one thing not to do anymore.
Right.
And then that's what I followed.
As long as you learn from those mistakes,
Yeah.
there
There was a couple times I did
repeat.
But then it's also Rev is also the only and first organic winery in San Gabriel Valley.
That's correct.
Nice.
So what are you a tree hugger too, or why organic?
Unless it's a hop tree, that's the only thing I'm gonna hug.
Fair question.
Depends
Answer
on what
the
type of
question,
tree
sir.
it is.
Smoke trees.
No, why
Do you hug
organic?
trees?
Why all organic?
Well, when I started making wine, one of the things I hated about drinking wine was the added headache I used to get as soon as it hit my lips. And that pounding headache was something I never liked.
Right.
So I started researching, being an enologist, started researching on what it is that was messing my head up. I found out I was allergic to sulfates.
Okay.
That led to another thing, finding out in the industry they use animal blood to clarify the wines. And that was another thing I don't like, so I started deleting that from my repertoire.
What's wrong with animal blood in your...
Nothing wrong with it in my steak, but I don't want that in my beer unless it's a Gruit beer, which we're trying to work on too.
So it's a common practice to sterilize the wine with animal blood in other wineries.
They use it to clarify it.
It's a clarifying
Yeah,
agent.
it's a clarifying agent, just sort of like Irish moss for beer. It's a clarifying agent for wine. And so that led me to other things, finding out about growing it organically and not using pesticides and you know, I'm not a health nut freak. I try to be as healthy as I can.
Conscious of it at
Yeah,
least.
conscious of it. But I know there's a lot of people out there who watch what they put in their mouth, and hey, why not? You know.
That's awesome. Well, also when you come down to it, you guys source a lot of your ingredients, both with your beers and your wines locally, right?
Yes, sir.
I gotta imagine we are in the breadbasket of the nation here in Southern California. We have so many local, great local farmers and ingredients available. But does it limit you guys on what you can do with your beers or wines? Riggs or Eddie, go ahead.
I'll let Riggs answer this one.
I don't think it limits us. I think it creates a new market where we're supporting our local area, and
there's so many more
Yeah.
out small little guys out there who get no recognition. So if you add the numbers, there's actually more of the little guys than the big guys.
Yeah, and I just love the fact to be using something local, something's made in my own hometown, something you know within maybe in 50 miles. Yeah, I'm cool with that. It just adds a new spin on things.
Well, yeah, I think we were talking
Makes
about
it
that
easier to
last
sleep at night too.
Yeah.
last week. We were talking a little bit about that, how a craft brewery can trigger all these other little local markets in terms of locally sourcing things, encouraging local farmers to produce things, and it's part of more of like a broader movement in terms of handmade things, high quality things, health things, whatever it is. It's not just your beverage, but it's a whole ecosystem of consumer products that all kind of feed into each other. And so so do you guys, in terms of the brewery, I think that we've had some of the beers on the show. We've been to the brewery. What's coming up? What do you guys
Constantly rotating, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's on tap?
Riggs looked at Eddie and said, "Can I drop it? Can I drop it?"
Or what's on tap right now? What's on tap
What's
right
on
now
tap
that
right
you
now?
can go get right now at Rev Brewery?
Okay, so I brought one of our new IPAs. It's a Without a Paddle. There's a little story behind
There's
that.
a big story to that one.
We'll get to it in a minute. I got a lot of IPAs coming out and some variations of beers with fruits, various fruits. That's for one. And then one of the big things I'm really excited about, and I know Eddie's really excited about, is our barrel program that we started already. And we were just doing some taste analysis not so long ago. And, we've done it before. But just not too long ago, we did a really in-depth flavor analysis with these wines and the beers that
So
we
what,
had.
you drank a lot of beer?
And wine. And wine.
A lot of things. A lot of things happen.
It's called
and
research.
R&D, research and
Professional shit,
development. So yeah, I'm very anxious and very excited about the future that we're gonna have in the next couple of years. Coming out with the barrel projects, like Eddie has mentioned before. We got 48 barrels plus bourbons. Plus whiskey barrels, all types of different barrels, wood aged products, infusions, and
Jack Daniels barrels,
yes.
Tennessee barrels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Eddie, you seem like a man that knows how to source things out,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've heard these
I'm
barrels.
frugal.
These barrels are hard to get a hold of. And Rev Brewing, even though all of your stuff that you're making is great, you're in competition with guys with
We're with the big boys.
tens of millions of dollars to
Yeah.
buy this stuff. How do you guys able to get those things?
We got a lot of love. Everyone loves us. Everyone loves us.
Well,
Yeah, there's
for
a lot
good
of love.
reason, because look, Rev isn't just about sustainability, making wine organically, brewing great beers. You guys also give a lot back to the community. Like, for instance, the strawberries that you guys are using in an upcoming brew were given to you by the local Catholic Church, right?
That's correct.
And as a thank you for what you're doing, what have you been doing with them?
So what we do is we
praying a lot.
Yeah, pray. Do that every day.
You giving them wine every Sunday?
Thank you, Lord.
Right? Just to brew it today.
No, we've been pretty blessed with that. One of the nuns had approached us a while back in one of the, I won't mention names, but in a
Drop
very,
the nun's name, please. No, just joking.
they're allowed to drink. They're
Shout
allowed
out
to
to
drink.
Instagram.
Right.
So in a nice tasting sit down, they mentioned that they had grapes and stuff, and they were just going bad. They weren't using them, so they offered them to us, and I said, okay, well, since I donate, pretty much we focus on donating 40% of our gross profits to go back to the community.
Whoa.
And yeah, that's like before I pay the staff, before I pay
Wow.
anyone. And 10% goes to the church. But within that 40%, I divided amongst cancer research, battered women's shelters, and teachers. So they
Wow.
can buy products for the kids.
Yeah, that's
man.
a real applause. Yeah. We always have that fake applause. We should actually give a real one going.
That's awesome. Now, no wonder why Riggs jumped on board when you offered him the spot. Like,
It's charity.
from
It's charity, man.
We won't mention the companies before.
Battered
Riggs,
women's, dude. I mean, I'm a big proponent on
but
that one.
you were rolling with another company that you weren't too happy with. You were able to get into this situation that not only are you able to brew and have some legitimate control of the brews that you're making,
Yeah.
but also you get to give back. Like, your beer is actually helping people across the board up in SGV.
Yeah. I first of all, I want to say I wouldn't want to be too I don't want to be negative about it. I just, Eddie approached me with an option offer many months ago, and
But you couldn't refuse.
right, pretty much. And the time was right with it, and so I mean, it happened, and we're here now, and we're doing things. Yeah, I'm very excited to be working with somebody like this, so generous and very, very involved with the community, and it just it makes me more proud, even more so than anything, just to be involved with this project. Just many projects that we're doing, and I'm just excited.
You're excited?
Excited to be creative and excited to collaborate with Eddie on a lot of different levels
And
and
expand your brew game.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
excited to try these beers out tonight. If anyone
yeah.
wants to go try some of the beers, the tasting room at Rev is open Tuesday through Sunday at noon. It's at 1580 West San Bernardino in Covina. I'm sure that you might be able to catch Eddie or Riggs there and be able to talk winemaking, talk brewing, or just enjoy some of the ambiance. It's a great little spot that you can really get down and meet some cool people over there. Check it out.
We do have a caller. Might as well get in a caller. If you want to call in just like this person did, 562-653-0707. Let's see how this goes. This is live radio, you know? See?
There it goes.
See how it goes. That's how it
Hung up
goes.
on him.
See how,
L-I-V-E.
they preempted that. You know,
L-I-V-E.
sometimes
That's
you
why
just
I'm
don't
usually
know.
out in the screener's room because I don't hang up on people.
Hey, tonight we need your skills, I guess.
Yes.
You're in here just killing it.
I get my drinking skills.
We are passing around a beer, but we're going to get to your beer. I'm starting to see some empty glasses, so might as well pop open whatever you think we should drink
Let's
first.
keep the drinking going.
It's his beer dirty. We can't stop drinking. This is my rule.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah,
Thirsty?
if you called in, call back 562-653-0707. All callers get a brand new Beer 30
pass it out
t-shirt.
this
And
way
you might get put on hold for a minute, so don't hang up when you get put on
You'll hear
hold
the
for a
show.
damn second.
Don't be sitting there shouting hello until we say hello.
All right, so what do we pass? Go ahead.
Hear
What?
me?
Is that for me? Right there?
Yeah, it's water
Okay,
to
what
go
is
ahead and
this
rinse, do
right
whatever
here?
you got to do. This last beer that we poured was
That water in front of you guys, those are all clean. I put them out to rinse your glass.
it was a dark Belgian beer, and I have like so much floaties in here. It's like half grain. It is really gnarly, but
Yeah,
it's
that's-
actually it's a smooth beer. That Belgian yeast isn't too strong on it. It's really nice sweet for a dark Belgium. This place is kind of cool. It's called Bomb
Thank you, sir.
Brewing.
Bomb brewery,
And it's,
dropping bombs
uh,
on your moms.
It's they make their own bread there. It's like a bakery brewery. It's in Belgium. Looks like a really cool place. But this is my first time ever having anything from there.
Yeah,
Pretty
it was
nice
good.
little
You got
dark Belgian beer.
Chocolatey.
And it's a triportier. I know I just said that completely wrong from hell. And it's a 6.66 ABV. You've seen this quite a few times on the spooky beer
The
side,
devil.
666. But it's actually pretty good. Nice little beer, It's really smooth. Like I said, the Belgium's yeast is overdone for me. It's kind of a turn off, and this is a real nice beer.
Is that a is that an intro to a beard rating?
We didn't. If we haven't explained it yet, what we do here, we rate beers in our own way. We rate them by beards. So the best beer you'll ever have on this show is 4 full Viking beards.
A burly beard.
burly, lumberjack beard, whatever you want to call it. And the worst beer you're ever going to have on this show is a clean shaven face. I don't see any clean shaven.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Maybe just a flavor
You're a little
saver.
baby face right now. I don't know. But yeah, that's how it goes. That's how we rate beers. We take it very seriously, and you better too.
All right. Well,
And
tell
so, what
us-
do you think that triple two de hell?
That's a solid 3. I
Three
like
beers.
it. I like it. It's not really my style, my favorite style of beer to begin with. But it's a good one. 3.
ABV
Yeah.
666.
666.
Poured, nice brown, slight haze, or plenty of haze actually on that one with the floaty technology. Got plenty of those dark malts in there. Really delicious. A little background of a kind of an estery, yeasty flavor. Some spices. I thought it was pretty solid. I'm going to give it a 3.1 beer.
3.1 beards. Well, I just pounded mine because we were getting to Rev's beer.
Yeah,
So
that
ma-
was just kind of
We're
like
just
a,
we're just showing the people what we do.
I opened and swallowed. It didn't
Oh,
go down my tongue.
wait.
that's
I chugged the beer, bro.
she said.
That's she's Cody. That's the first time you ever dropped that. That's kind of lowbrow for Cody humor.
Anywho.
So are you going to rate it?
Did everybody get some of the red beer?
Did
Did
I give it
everybody
a
get
3.
some?
Yeah, I got
Everybody
this
get some.
one.
Everybody Are you drinking some? Silent person
So
in the corner.
this first Rev beer, right? What is this beer that we're
This is without a paddle IPA.
Okay.
That's
so,
why.
So what's up? What happened?
What's the story?
What happened,
You're
buddy?
swimming in the
Halfway
so
through the
mash
brew, he's
tun?
like, "Bleh."
So I was like, so this was a brew day, and I was kind of like guiding our whirlpool along, and it's kind of deep, and I had this long paddle, and my hands are wet, and the paddle's wet, and it just slipped through my fingers, and it fell down. I
You
was
were
like,
up Shit Creek without a paddle?
yeah, pretty much. And then I'm nonchalantly trying to get another something to pry it out.
Trying to
I go,
play it
Eddie,
off.
let me get that over there, and then he goes,
He was killing minutes because he had just asked me for the paddle.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what
Where's the
happened to
other
the first paddle?
paddle? Is it a wooden paddle?
No, it was a metal, stainless. It was all
stainless.
stainless. I love that metal.
Yeah.
I'm a Hesher, so I love metal. And it was there. It was throughout the whole boil, and there it is. That's
There
without
it
a
is.
paddle.
So it's got a little extra love in it. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all it is.
Yeah, it was funny.
I'm looking here.
It was hilarious.
I do all my research online before a brewery comes on. I know you guys better than normal. I looked at our story, and all you have here is in the barrel works.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's just true for everybody, right? Like if you just want to be real lazy about it, and you just it's in the barrel works. But we got in a little bit about Rev siding. What about you, Riggs? Tell me about your beginnings.
My beginnings as a homebrewer, started homebrewing and I just started researching a lot of, information about homebrewing. I was like 2 years deep before I even touched a kettle.
Jeez, that's
I was
research,
really
buddy.
in depth. Yeah, I'm really in depth, and I learned a lot. And then so when I started homebrewing, it was like I'm not gonna fail. I don't want to fail. I don't want to throw any beer away. I don't want to have anything going wrong. I want to understand why I'm doing everything 100%. I come from a quality assurance background. So first article inspections, blueprints, everything's
wow, yeah.
structured. Yeah.
The opposite of me. Yeah.
Very structured. Everything's got to be diagrammed. Everything has a purpose, parameters and everything. So my mindset is set on that. And so that's my approach on brewing, and it's very structured. But that's how I was trained. I trained myself how to homebrew, how to brew, basically. Literature, podcasts, listen to many things, and just apply my own technique after a while. Just started listening to different things and just started doing my own thing with it. But I'm classically trained. I brewed for over a year, just everything, just classic styles to understand everything. And then honestly, it kind of got boring. Classic styles kind of got a little boring for me.
around a
I'm
little
just
bit.
saying, just a little bit, but so I started, improvising on certain things, and I feel like I started developing my own style, and just going from there. Just my recipe approach is very just like how a chef goes, because I talk to a lot of chefs all over the place, and I ask them how they go about when they make a recipe, how they come across with, make things. And my style is very similar to that, component wise. I understand why every malt goes into every beer, why everything serves a purpose. Even the hops, everything has to serve a purpose. I'm just not throwing things together. The malts, 2-row, caramel malt, rye malt, everything serves a purpose, and everything, everything changes when you put things together, component wise, do things together. And it's very interesting. I have a lot of play. I've been on the rye kick for the last month and a half. So. For the last 10 beers, I think everything has rye in
The
it.
church donated a bunch of rye.
Now we know how it was right.
Great Western rye malt. And,
So what went into this beer? What hop varieties? What ABV we got going on?
6.8%. It's an IPA, just straightforward IPA, nothing over the top. Just something to weigh your palate, and it's got 2-row, a little bit of rye, a little bit of white wheat, and a little bit of caramel. It's a little sweeter on the front, and mild bitterness. I bitter with Warrior all the time, so that's my staple bittering hop. But then I have Chinook, I have Zythos in here, dry hop with Nelson Sauvin. That's another thing I've been messing around with, is a lot of Nelson Sauvin.
Nelson is, a classic. It has the one of the most unique flavors for any hop variety, for sure.
Yes.
One of those easy ones to pick out, kind of, when it comes down to.
How do you develop which hops you're going to use? Do you start by just making single hop batches and brews?
I've been doing that. As a home brewer, I started doing single hop batches, smash. We call them single malt, single hops. I've been applying it now at Rev. I've got 3 deep before we started, doing some other things, but I'm going to get back to it. And I love it because it shows you what the hop can do in all aspects, flavor wise, dry hopping, aromatics and all that.
Love
and
the
it's
single hop series.
it's a beautiful thing because you don't have to hide behind any other malts or no caramel or nothing. It's just straight up.
But you talked about develop your own style. So are those single hop batches are what help develop your style and what you're going to combine to come to something like this without a paddle?
Yeah, so one of the things about single hop is I like to blend. I'm known around, a lot of my friends know me as a blender. I like blending different things together, and that's a lot of brewers don't like that. like you see a brewer like you're
Winemakers
you're
love
blending
that.
yeah. So that's already my mentality. That's why we get along so well. Like I have a winemaker mentality in as far as blending goes, and it's not always 50-50. It's like 10% this, 30% that, and it's always like, oh, let me check that out. Because that's too easy. 50% is too easy. You want to make it more complex. So that's why I started doing smash track, single malt and single hops. And I started blending hops like smash one with Chinook, with Columbus, or Cascade, with Mosaic, all these different hops, and get like more dynamic range. And now I know how they play with each other versus just one single hop. And so that in my head, that makes me more okay. Oh, this can go together with that. So if I'm in a pinch, if I need a substitute, or I'm on the fly and doing a freestyle, and freestyle is like, I don't have certain things on hand, and now I gotta create something on the spot. In my head, I already know how these flavor components work well together, or how they don't work well together. So then I start putting that together, and that's how this one was actually a freestyle. I didn't have a couple of malts, and I was trying to do something else with it, and I had to change it up on the fly. And I knew these certain hops will play well with these hops. These hops will play well with these malts. Yeah, it's been a long day.
Hops play well with malts too. Hops play well with hops too.
Yeah,
So,
They all play well together,
Yeah,
especially my mouth. And delicious.
Yeah, so that's how this one came about. I knew Zythos is really easy because it has a lot of different hops. It's a hop blend. It's an IPA blend. So there's a lot of Amarillo in there, and there's a lot of Sriracha Ace in there and stuff like that.
how many beers do you guys usually have on tap when you're coming down to the brewery?
10.
10 rotating.
Yeah, 10 rotating, and we have the capacity up to 20. We haven't filled that up yet. We will though. That's my job, to fill that up.
So how much wine is it? Just bottled wine, or do you guys have is there a tap for wine, or how's that work? I don't know. I don't drink.
Well,
that
there's
shit.
barrels. We drink from barrels.
Barrels,
Yeah, straight from the
We need
source.
stick in bottles. We got barrels. Yeah. No, there's all the wines bottled, and we do barrel tasting to the wine club members.
Yeah.
Pretty much anyone who walks in the place on a Sunday. And then we also now started doing carbonated wine. So we actually we're kegging wines, especially one of our friends, if I can mention Rose City Pizza. He asked me for a white wine on kegs so they don't go bad while you pour them out of tap. In a bottle, if you don't drink it after 2-3 days, it goes bad. So
that's why I drink box wine. It gets it done every time. Stays fresh.
Well, you see a lot of the
Station.
gastropubs, they have the wine on tap.
yeah.
And the reason is it keeps it fresh, or
Keeps
still
it fresh.
maintain integrity that the winemaker wanted.
The key there is not to not to carbonate it if you just want a regular wine. But we're carbonating our wines. A lot of the ladies like the blends.
Yeah.
So
Sounds interesting.
cool.
You guys always pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are still doing it, but you came on with a blend of wine and beer.
We're still doing it.
Back then it was a Zinfandel, but I know you've changed it since then.
Yeah.
Well, there's always new styles.
There's
coming
always
out.
new styles.
Always.
So what are you guys messing around with these days when it comes
Can
to that? Yeah.
This is my favorite. We sat
I love
down.
it too, though.
We sat down and we went at it. We first sampled beers, then we sampled wine, then we started doing blends.
Yeah.
And after
That was the fun part.
Yeah, after a full day, we came up with
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's the name.
As in tradition, this is fantastic.
Never go inside.
So yeah, we came up with our PB&J. We got
watch out.
We got PB and J in the glass.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I'm astonished.
Yeah.
It was so good that we had there was we had some patrons there, and we're
It's like
like,
a crowd.
this is so good. Like, here, try this, and they're like, what is this? Just drink
Just
it.
drink
and
it.
Tell me what you think. They're like, wow.
So a peanut butter stout with some wine. in there.
I don't want to say what it is, but it was some wine. 'Cause I don't want
and
to give
it's-
everything out.
And so, but it has that mix. It's like
It's
it's like
Peanut
a
butter jelly
flaming
in your
Dr
mouth.
Pepper
Jammy.
when you
It's
just
very
put all
jammy.
these weird ingredients together and it tastes like Dr Pepper. Is that one of those things?
No, that's this is peanut butter and jelly. Literally liquid peanut butter and
Peanut
jelly.
butter
That's-
jelly
that's
sandwich
a-
in your mouth.
It was gnarly. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
thanks for bringing that guy.
That sounds delicious. When's that going to be ready for the public?
Very soon. I want to drop it. It's actually I want to talk to Eddie about bottling that one because I feel so strong
that
about
good.
that one.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I feel so
God.
strong about it that
Let's
it
talk
needs to be
about
bottled
that.
down.
Eddie. We're talking about bottling.
You know
this
me.
beer.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah, hey,
I feel so
don't
strong
talk about it,
Talk
be
about
about it.
There you go. Look, that's Eddie's favorite thing.
But I'm gonna be drinking a lot of it.
Yeah.
Big batches.
Yeah.
Why do I need a bottle? I'll just take a bathtub full of it.
Straight out the fridge.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking about this without a paddle from Rev Brewing so far?
Delicious.
You get that extra love from that stainless steel paddle that
Real
floated
four.
around in the
What's
boil.
304 backwards? That's me.
No,
304 backwards is me.
but like you mentioned it right up front, it's got a little extra sweetness, little malt build that compared to like a standard West Coast IPA. It's got a nice mix of the hoppiness, the bitter hits you right in the middle, and it smooths out at the end. It's a nice little IPA. Should I go ahead and just jump into ratings already?
Drop it.
Drop it.
Okay.
Oh,
wait,
Just
you
before
know,
I say anything, just because the sweetness really overrides what it is, it actually finished Play-Doh and a half. Play-Doh and a half is actually 1.006, so it finished really dry, but it tastes really sweet. This is really amazing about this beer, in my opinion. It's very confusing.
It is,
complex.
but it's well balanced. Complex is a good term for it. That sweet off Jump Street, boom, is right in your mouth from the malt. And then you get a little bit of dry hop, a little bit of molasses almost with the caramel grain. But the sweet to dry is nice and balanced all the way through. The more I sip on it and it opens up a little bit, the better I like
I
it.
kind of have another caller I've been left stranded on here. Let's see
Oh,
if this
right in
one
the
is
middle of our
hung up or
ratings.
not. But yeah, we can bring him in. It's okay.
This is structured.
It's all good. It's all good. You're live on Beer 30. I hope you're there. Can you hear us, caller?
Yeah, this is G-Rad calling from Rossmore.
Dude, G-Rad and Rossmore, long-time
I
listener.
think that's a made-up name.
Oh, my name's Jared, but everyone calls me G-Rad.
G-Rad. I like G-Rad better. I like G-Rad better. G-Rad, I hope you know the rules here. You call into my show, our show, Beer 30, you got to be drinking a beer. So tell me, are you drinking a beer? What do you got?
It's got the coolest name. It's called Fuzzy Baby Duck. It's 6.9% alcohol IPA from New England Brewing Company.
Fuzzy Baby Duck. I have yet to try it, but it sounds cute.
It's hard to find beer names now. You got to get creative.
From Connecticut.
Okay, man.
Nice.
Man, this guy's a real gamer.
I got a beer name
This
for you.
guy's
Should I give it out on the air? Better than yours IPA.
a-
Just throw it down. Oh shit, Eddie's like
Better
that shit.
Write it down.
Better than.
Attorney right
Registry.
What'd you think of that beer you're sipping on, G-Rad?
It's nice. It's one of my favorite beers. I special order it because one day I had it when I was on a trip in Connecticut, and now I special order it.
Man, it must be really good. Do you know the beer rating system here?
The system?
How we rate beers here on the show? Do you know how we do that?
This one gets 4 beards for sure.
Oh, damn, a solid 4 out of 4, man. Well, yeah,
man.
this guy special orders it. He must love it.
Beers.
Do you have a question or anything for
Well,
the
yeah,
panel?
it's a question, and maybe you could settle an argument. I don't know. I want to ask the experts.
Yeah.
Do you think you really have to drink beer out of a glass, or is that bullshit? You can drink it out of a bottle.
Well, of course, if you want to be literal, you can drink it out of anything you damn well please. But
You could drink it off the ground.
But I have found that if
Mouth
you
pours
use
are
the
great.
right glass, if you use the right style glass, you get a lot more of the aroma, which builds up the flavor, and it makes it more enjoyable. It really does. There's people like the Alchemists who make the best beer by Rate Beer and by Beer Advocates, rating system. They say drink right out of the can, and that's Heady Topper. So you can drink out of the can, you can drink out of the bottle, you can do whatever you want. But I think drinking out of a glass, the right glass, will bring out that beer much more. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get most of the flavors and everything from drinking straight out of the can or the bottle, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a more fuller experience when you drink out of any glass, and then especially if you drink out of the proper glass. And so it's not a requirement. It's not just like a snobbery thing. It is something that gives you more of a full experience. But if you don't have the glass, there's no shame to just chugging out of your 40-ounce.
I've had beers that I've
bottle.
absolutely despised directly out of the bottle, and then when I pour it into a glass, it's a whole different experience. So much like wine, that's
Wine
how
is-
craft beer is.
yeah.
You could drink wine straight out of the
bottle.
The bottle.
The barrel.
Or the box.
The barrel.
Or the box,
I
or the
prefer one of
barrel.
those big Jack in the Box straws that you just put in there that's got like extra things so I can just suck it up extra fast. But no, the same thing. Opening up to the nose, your sense of smell is something like over half of your taste.
Your
sense.
sensories, yeah, your sensory system.
Yeah, so I prefer to drink it out of a glass every time, G-Rad.
I have about at least 10 taster glasses in my car. I roll around with.
Yes, but now that you say that, it all makes sense.
Yes, yes. Pour that fuzzy baby duck in a glass.
Did you have a different take on it, G-Rad? Do you want to?
Well, I thought you could just drink it right out of the bottle, but you guys explained it. Now I understand it's got to be in a glass.
It depends. Also, in my opinion, it depends. Like if you're just drinking like a session beer, then that's like 4 or 5 or whatever percent,
Yeah.
and you're just trying to chug some beers and like drink it out of the bottle,
Do it.
drink it out of the can.
Or-
But if you really want to get some notes out of that, drink it out of the glass, drink it out of a tulip.
Yeah,
You know,
if you're-
goblet.
If you're special ordering beers from Connecticut, I mean, take
Do
the
that.
time to go to the cupboard and get a glass
Do that.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Like I said, I roll around with at least 10 taster glasses
No,
in my
not-
car. I'm
no.
always prepared.
Not your wife's red Dixie cups, G-Rad.
Well,
The red
Nice
cup
piece of
solo.
glass.
Red cup
An
solo.
actual glass.
that's only if you want to do some public drinking.
All right.
Then Dixie cup.
Hey, what size shirt? He gets a new Beer 30 show
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah. G-Rad.
Triple X.
What's that? Triple?
Triple X.
Triple X, man.
All
We
right.
got your
Damn,
Triple X.
putting those
30.
You're talking
Connecticut
about-
beers down,
Hey,
huh?
So that's a West Coast medium.
Put him on hold.
Hey, put him on hold. We'll get his
We'll
shipping
get your
info
info.
at the break.
All right, man. We'll thank you for calling in. We're gonna
All
get
right.
back to rating this beer.
Yeah, well, what I was saying is how well balanced it is. It is sweet on the initial, but that bitter at the middle and towards the end of it. It's becoming a little bit resiny for me,
Oh,
which I
it's
really dig
definitely-
on.
yeah.
Which I really did. A little piney, a
That
little
musky.
resiny.
It's got that
But
musky
That,
resin.
that
Yeah.
rye plays a big part in the flavor.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna give it a real. Let's see. I'll go 3.25 beards.
Boom, 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 and boom.
3.25.
3.25 beards. We do have
Very-
another caller calling
And to
in.
put it into perspective,
Technical.
I'll go get that. But to put it into perspective, I think I've only give 4 beards to maybe two beers in the last year and a half.
Just to give it a little perspective. We do ask, but a lot of people do not rate their own beers. You guys are free to rate your own beers, or just give it an instant 4 out of 4.
Well, this is sort of like asking the president, who's he going to vote for when he
Yeah,
goes to the polls,
yeah.
right?
Is it rude?
Well, let me
Is
guess.
yeah. But it's okay. So what we'll do is we'll rate them.
Yeah,
Cody.
I mean, this thing pours, nice. It's almost like a peach-colored haze. Nice finger head. Not much from We're drinking out of a growler, so we're not going to get that much carbonation. I'm getting a lot of fruit in the nose. Grapefruit, passion fruit. That's like big in the nose for me. But when you take a sip, you have that good mellow bitterness. A little bit of a mango tropical flavor,
Almost banana.
but
Almost like
almost like a lemon.
Yeah,
There's weed in there.
yeah,
and
yeah,
then-
yeah.
Not weed, but wheat.
and then
Well, either way, we're fine.
Secret ingredient.
and then before you started talking, I was taking a sip of this, and I'm like, dude, there's some bite in the background here. I don't know what it is, and it's that rye.
It's that
Like,
bitter. It's-
that rye is like a little spice
And-
almost in the background.
And he said, like, I think 6, 7 hop varieties in there that are going to add that little bitter bite to it also.
And so I think it's a really solid IPA. It's unique. I'm gonna give it 3.33 beers.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Saint, did you get any of this?
Oh, yeah, it was
we haven't
good.
even
It was really
introduced Saint yet. Saint, the sound guy, with all the
Oh,
dings
good.
and the cheers and the. Ding, 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 ding. What do you
gotta keep the
think?
show going. I think the beer tastes great. It's a great IPA. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who likes IPAs. I'm gonna give this a solid 3.5 beers.
3.5.
Oh
You guys are coming out the gates hot, man. You guys are killing me over it. It's a good beer. We all said exactly what it is. I agree with everybody on the panel here. I think Hoppy T was right on the nail when I 3.25 is exactly what I'm going to give it. It's a nice little IPA. I'm super picky when it comes. I'm a West Coast all the way. I just want no malt, no sweetness. That's the only reason why it's a little deduction by the strict judge over here.
Then.
You know, we got it. Yeah, we got more beer. We're going to take our first break here on DFZRadio.com. And you're going to join us back in a minute. 562-653-0707.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to this jam. We might have a couple commercials to play. And we'll be back.
We got Rev Brewing in the house.
DFZRadio.com.
This here's a jam for all the fellas. Try to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down cause you're overzealous. Play hard to get females, get jealous. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are scantily clad and showing body. A chick walks by, you wish you could sex her, but you're standing on the wall like you was Poindexter. Next day's function, high class luncheon. Food is served and you're stone cold munching. Music comes on, people start to dance, but then you ate so much you nearly split your pants. A girl starts walking, guys start gawking, sits down next to you and starts talking. Says she wanna dance cause she likes the groove, so come on fatso and just bust the move. Just bust the move. You're on a mission and you're wishing someone could cure your lonely condition. Looking for love in all the wrong places. No fine girls, just ugly faces. From frustration, first inclination is to become a monk and leave the situation. But every dark tunnel has a light of hope, so don't hang yourself with a celibate rope. New movies showing, so you're going. Could care less about the five you're blowing. Theater gets dark just to start the show. Then you spot a fine woman sitting in your row. She's dressed in yellow. She says hello. Come sit next to me, you fine fellow. You run over there without a second to lose. And what comes next? Hey, bust the move. DFZRadio.com.
You have one new message.
Ooh, from a lady.
Hi, Tom. I'm calling to let you know this isn't working out for me. I need more out of life than just sitting on your couch drinking horrible, fizzy light beer. I want to meet new people, have some excitement, and most of all, have some flavor in my beer. I finally found the place that can give me all the things I need, Tom. Rev Winery and Brewing Company. It's freeway close in the San Gabriel Valley with a full range of outstanding handcrafted beers like their Rolling Hard Stout and AK Manganero, which is an IPA infused with delicious mango and spicy habanero. And if I feel like something different, Rev is SGV's first and only organic winery with fantastic wines like their Sangiovese and Symphony. Quite simply, Rev has everything I ever wanted, Tom. Have a good time on your couch watching TV and drinking your light beer. If you want to find me, I'll be with all my girlfriends and new guy friends at Rev. Goodbye, Tom.
Rev Winery and Brewing Company, a 30-minute drive or less from Los Angeles, Long Beach, or Orange County at 1580 West San Bernardino Road, Covina, California. The San Gabriel Valley's first and only organic winery and brewery, open at noon 6 days a week. Check us on the web at revbrewingco.com. Rev Brewing, reminding you to always brew responsibly.
Start it.
Zombie on the track.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Nigga, started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Nigga, started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team fucking here. I done kept it real from the jump. Living at my mama's house, we'd argue every month, nigga. I was trying to get it on my own. Working all night, traffic on the way home. And my uncle calling me like, where you at? I gave you the keys, so you bring it right back, nigga. I just think it's funny how it goes. Now I'm on the road, $500,000 for a show. And we started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here, nigga. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here, nigga. Always tell stories about the man. Say I never struggled, wasn't hungry, yeah, I doubt it, nigga. I could turn your boy into the man. There ain't really much out here that's popping off without us, nigga. We just want the credit where it's due. I'ma worry about me, give a fuck about you, nigga. Just as a reminder to myself, I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. Cause we started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here, nigga. No new niggas, nigga, we don't feel that. Fuck a fake friend, where your real friends at? We don't like to do too much explaining. Story stay the same, I never changed it. No new niggas, nigga, we don't feel that. Fuck a fake friend, where your real friends at? We don't like to do too much explaining. Story stay the same through the money and the fame. Cause we started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here, nigga. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here, nigga. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here, nigga.
Ooh, we're back. We are officially back here on Beer 30, dfzradio.com. 562-653-0707 is the number. We've actually had somebody on hold for a little while, so during the break, we might as well bring him up and see what he's got going on. Chris, are you there? Can you hear me?
Caller.
What's going on?
What's up, Chris? Where are you calling from, if you don't mind asking?
From Phoenix.
Phoenix? All right, all right. Nice. So, Phoenix, what are you drinking on? I hope you know the rules. You have to be drinking on something.
Oh, I know the rules. I was searching for that Better Than Yours IPA from Broke-Ass Brewing, but I haven't.
That's my one-run brewery. I started a brewery called Broke-Ass Brewing, and I brewed one batch. I brewed one batch, and it's a great IPA. And then I retired.
You retired to
You got to go out on top.
Hey,
you dropped the mic.
You know, like one and done, son.
If you've already painted the Mona Lisa, then what else is there to do?
But I do like the Better Than Yours. That's a nice name for a beer. Are you drinking on a beer? Please tell me what you're drinking on, please.
No, you know what? I happen to be holding it right now. A bottle of Sublimely Self-Righteous.
SSR.
Sublimely Self-Righteous.
The extinct SSR.
Yeah, it's one of those beers that was never more. So if you have some...
Decommissioned,
that's it. Yeah, that's going to be it.
Such a beautiful beer, too.
I guarantee you at the beginning of starting to drink that beer, because I'm afraid that by the time we get to the end of the beer, it might be a little more sloppy on the
That's a beer actually they distributed in a lot of random liquor stores. So I bet you could go around in certain neighborhoods.
There's still a bunch lingering around for sure.
I think they're stopping production in June, I believe. I might be wrong, but it's around that time.
But it is one of those ones they discontinue. They're not going to make it anymore. I guarantee they'll come out with like some kind of in a few years.
Well, that's going to be anything. Was a nice beast mode on that one.
Yeah.
So I hope they do that more.
The Safeway, which I think is the same as Bonds to you guys.
Yeah, man. What? $3 beers right there,
Safeway,
right?
son.
So Chris, are you going to drop a beard rating for that SSR
on the black IPA?
Yeah.
I'll give it 3.5 beer.
Nice.
You notice when people rate on the beard scale for the first time, they're kind of embarrassed to say it. They're like, 3.5 beards. No, this is serious business.
6.725.
There you go. Yeah, precisely.
This is serious business.
Wow,
that's what we're talking about.
Sounds like a machinist.
Do you have a question or anything for the panel? We do have Rev Brewing in tonight, and they also do wine. So if you have any questions about that, I think they can answer those questions too.
Yeah, no, I call in from time to time and welcome Rev Brewing Company to the DFC family, I guess.
Did you hear that commercial while you were on hold?
No, that's why I called in because I wanted to ask them some questions, and then I was going to give a gift. And then it happened to be that you went to commercial break, and I heard the commercial that played, and I was like, oh, then they're really going to enjoy this. So let me ask the questions first, and then we'll get to what I sent over to your board operator, and then we can play that and go from there.
Oh, well, okay.
What I wanted to know. Hey, I've been listening to the show for a while.
All right, well, let's talk about it, man.
What I wanted to know is, And I asked this when the last time you guys had, I think it was Eagle Rock in studio. I was asking the fellows the same question, and there's always, like, I just now I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. But
It's tough being live on the radio.
I'm fascinated by startups, and especially in the craft brew industry. And what I wanted to know is, and forgive me if you guys have already answered these questions, and I just tuned in a little too late, but did you raise money, crowdfund, or do you have investors? How did you go about starting up? And involved in the startup, if it's not too much trouble, what is the average cost to start up a brewery and start producing your own? Well, you guys have the wine thing going.
Do we need to bring in the money person Laura over here?
No, me. But it also depends on how big you want to go. You can start small.
That's the biggest part.
In your instance,
2006. So crowdfunding wasn't real big back then.
No.
But you had family and friends. Did you have to go outside of it? You did it all yourself.
See, I think 100. I'm a bad example of that aspect. I know a lot of my friends do the crowdfunding, which I recommend. Do it. I know a couple breweries right next to us take advantage of that, and it's brought them some money.
Who's got all this money they're just giving away? I want crowdfunding.
Your friends.
It's the crowd, man.
Yeah, the crowd. They got money.
The crowd you fit in. The crowd you fit in.
Everyone gives the pennies they find in their couch cushions, and it adds up.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I spend
what you would suggest someone look at crowdfunding, because a lot of banks aren't lending stuff ever since the crash came out. They're not lending to small businesses unless you have some equity already. They're not going to lend you.
Say I wanted to start a small brewery. What's the ballpark on that? What are you going to look at as a guy who's homebrewing right now, saying, "I think I could do this"? For a small brewery in your area, what would that cost somebody?
Along with the man hours you're going to have to put in, assuming you're doing all the paperwork yourself, not hiring an attorney and all that, which I was lucky enough to do it myself. Assuming, I say you can start a small 7 to 10 barrel system operation with about anywhere between 250 to 279, and that'll survive you through 3 years. Got to have a game plan for after the third year.
Well, you guys are thrifty too. You guys know how to pick up used equipment. Talk to old breweries.
I'm all about Craigslist. I'm all about calling friends. I'm all about who's selling what and upgrading networking. I'm all about bartering. Hey, how many barrels of wine do you want for that thing?
Inventing. You guys just make shit and just brew.
No, we make our stuff. Sometimes we made our first kettles. Yeah, we pretty much made our first system.
Hey, that reminds me, if you guys have any of your first systems for sale,
call Rev.
I'm looking to expand my homebrew system.
Bookstack Brewing is going to blow up, and it did.
We could work something out. I was over there a couple months ago, and I saw some of your test batch little systems, and if those are crowding up the brewery,
they are. That's my makeshift hot liquor tank right now.
I got tomorrow off, in a truck to come pick those
Any
things
good
up.
dickerer knows that there's stuff to give out as well. Dickering, right? Dickering. You never seen down south dickering?
I've heard that.
These guys.
But bartering, any good barterer knows that there's stuff to give out as well as receive, right? You got to make room for those.
These guys, you guys got limited space. The other day, you're giving out a table to the first comer. You're like, come in, buy a bottle of wine, and we'll give you a table.
Take the table, please.
We're running out of space.
I was like, man, I live too far, but I need a table.
And your car's way too small.
You just strap it on the top. I got no paint left on the top anyways.
That's awesome. All right. Well, is Chris done, or does he got a gift? He says
he
has a gift.
I'm still here. You guys, obviously, the beer must be pretty good because you're all over the place.
We're doing okay. I'll tell you that much.
Sweet.
But so we're looking at somewhere in the $250,000 to $300,000 range.
I got to tell you, and
for about 3 years.
And here's the thing, though. Now, if you're asking me, if let's say per se you're my friend, and you say, Eddie, help me set this up. Well, everyone that knows me, I'm the guy that actually goes out and buys used kettles. I'll re-weld things, and that same. My principle is not to be the shiny new winery, or brewery. My principle is to get the job done with what I can get a hold of, and so that number comes down to under the $160,000 if you're gonna be frugal that way. But if you want to be that, like everyone else and want to
Flashy.
be shiny and flashy and
That
have
stainless steel is
Popping
expensive.
dollars.
yeah.
Shit.
That
Instead of popping collars, you popping dollars.
Right.
Go ahead,
yeah.
spend that money, yo. Get somebody who can push buttons and shit.
Yeah, you can
That's
do it
all
for a
you
whole
gotta
lot
do.
less if you really.
Yeah.
If you look out for the deals to be had. So, but what about the bureaucratic process
Yeah, I was
and
just gonna ask.
the hoops and hurdles that you have to jump through? Out in Covina, I don't know the permitting and stuff necessary, but
A lot of permits.
is it a lot of bureaucratic red tape to start a brewery?
I say that just like every other city, they have their own regulations. You just you're the new kid on the block and just get to meet people, go out and meet, shake hands with the people that run the show and be friends. You know, if you're gonna come in with a bad attitude, they're gonna treat you like a bad
And the
kid.
regulators and inspectors that come through, shake
Yeah.
hands, smile,
Throw a
appreciate
couple
them,
beers at
and
'em.
know
Yes, sir,
them
no,
by
sir.
their first name
Shake
basis.
babies and kiss hands.
Because rather than violating you, they may come over and say, "Do you know that this is wrong? It has to be an extra 2 inches off the ground when it's already safe and everything."
Right.
But we grew up in the restaurant business, my brother and I, so we know how it is. And those people are your friends. You do not want to make them your enemies.
We've been lucky. We treat everyone like family, so no
You
one
do.
hates us.
That's the truth. Customers too, I've noticed.
Well, Chris, I hope that answers your question. We got a free T-shirt for you if you want to hold on. We'll get your size and where we can mail it to you in Phoenix.
I got something else for you.
What do you got?
Well, first of all, I can't recall, and I keep up with my craft beer news, and I can't recall a brewery ever giving back to the level that these guys are saying.
Yeah,
they're
oh,
giving
that's for
back.
sure. We kind of skimmed over that a little bit, but
I
you're
lost my
right.
marbles. What can I say?
Getting back to the church like that—that's pretty cool.
Well, it's not just the church; it's also
because we were messing around over here that we create you a little commercial, and hopefully that's something that can be played right now. But our problem is because when we looked online, we saw that there's a RevWinery.com, and then there's Rev Brewing Co. or CO.com
Yeah,
that's
same
out there.
house.
And it's like, well, which one should we use? And to
Use
ID it, we didn't know what would be
Left and
best, so we thought we'd just go with the winery one. So if you want to play it and tell us if you like
All
it.
right, voiceover Chris has
you
a
go.
new one.
Handle it.
Put him on hold.
Hey, hon. Thanks
Gladly.
for the coffee.
So what do you want to do this weekend?
How about we hit some microbrews and have some craft beers?
Again, we did that the last 2 weekends. I'm sick of heavy beers.
Well, what do you want to do?
Let's go to the Rev Brewing Company. It's both a winery and a brewery. They have organic wines like the Sangiovese and the Symphony for me, and they have delicious craft beers like the Rollin' Hard Stout and the AK Manganero for you.
Now that sounds like a plan. How far up the coast are they?
Actually, they are in the San Gabriel Valley. Also being in Covina, Rev is within 30 minutes of LA, Long Beach, and Orange County.
For more information on Rev Brewing Company,
Beer.
go to revwinery.com. That's REV winery.com.
Not bad for the voiceover
pretty
guy.
good.
Very
I
good.
don't know the
Was that
the
Siri?
Love it.
That sounded like Siri doing the female
The
voice.
woman in my version was a little bit more animated, but that's why I married her.
I like that.
you got 4 beards from me.
That's awesome.
Hey.
Hey, thanks a lot, Chris. You two can call in at 653
Just keep holding, we'll get
0707
your
area
info.
code 562. Everyone gets hooked up with a free shirt.
See, man.
But, see, that's some love coming from the Beer 30
I
Nation
love
out
the
there. for the Red
participation.
Brew
Love the
Nation.
participation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what are we gonna sip on?
Yeah, we
now?
got to get another beer going. Let's
start
that's,
drinking.
That's necessary.
I popped
Pass it
already.
around. Tell us about it as it gets poured.
So
up.
this is my Imperial Saison, or our Imperial Saison. It's
He's having a hard time with that one.
This is a baby that actually got spawned a couple of years back. That's why. That's why on this one I have a hard time saying ours. And
Oh,
this
it's an
is
old
mine.
Riggs recipe.
Yeah, this is the reason.
But
I
Rev
got-
is the
it-
carrier.
It is. It is. Yes. And this is
It's great. One
this
of
is my
favorite beers.
bastardization of a saison.
So Imperial, that means that we are up above what?
Imperial Saison. This
Above
is
7.5?
7.9.
7.9.
8.0. I mean, if you want to be, you will round up. Do math, guys.
Did you just call me a meth guy?
You math guy. You math guys.
I called you. I call you.
16, sorry, quarters, whatever.
Yeah, but that's the difference between a regular Saison. It's going to be very low ABV, and then the Imperial is simply the higher alcohol percent.
Basically, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a big beer.
So my interpretation of an Imperial Saison is West Coast style. So it's my West Coast interpretation of a Saison. I love Saison.
Meaning hoppy,
snap.
meaning just
Yes.
very hoppy.
Hoppy, hop forward, all over the place with hops.
Which
And
is like shame. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is that kind of something that brewers don't do?
I have not encountered many styles like this ever, and I've seen it on the East Coast, but not to the extent that I've done it. I use all American hops. I'm not going to say what they are
Great
because
color.
I want to keep it proprietary to myself.
Yeah.
And I just say it's American malts, American hops. It's yeah.
Smells delicious.
So this has been in your repertoire. This was one that
Couple
you.
years.
It was in my pocket for a long time,
It's been
and
in your stable.
I've been waiting to unleash it, and I finally unleashed it. And
What was the name again?
Thank you
Sorry.
for unleashing
I call it Imperial Napoleon. I call it Napoleon because I'm a fan of French history, and I love the way Napoleon just took over a lot of things. And I think this beer takes over a lot of saisons.
He did.
It dominates a lot of saisons, and that's why I took it. I named it after Napoleon's army, Imperial Napoleon. So
Yeah, this is a strong saison, to say the least.
But it doesn't taste like it. There's no alcohol taste
I mean,
on it. for
strong
me.
in
It's
flavor,
super
and
flavorful.
aroma. I
You
mean,
can get those
it's-
hops off the aroma. The hops you can really get it, which is rare off a saison. Usually it has that distinct kind of herby, spicy
Grassy
smell.
style.
This has straight hop aroma. It smells like an
Straight West
IPA.
Coast and-
It smells like IPA when you put it
I
up
love
to
it.
your palate. It has maybe a little bit of that banana.
as it should.
Yeah. But
it should.
on the I haven't even drank it yet. This is just off the aroma, but I can tell you like it.
Yeah.
I can tell you
Well,
like
I'm thinking right now for the 2 kegs that I got for the event, I should have got a third one of this. Was this available? You just didn't tell
It
me?
was.
it would have got drinking up
You
too.
pendejo.
It does still have a little spice to it, like a little peppery spice to it.
What malt reminds you of that?
Rye.
So this one actually, this wasn't the one that started my rye trend at Rev. This was actually the second one, but this one was in order to get this beer, I had to do another beer to get this beer, and so this was the main focus of my rye experiments. I think rye is such a unique malt, and used at different levels, you get so many different like it's
Right.
dynamic. Fruitiness, you get assertiveness, like pepper. Oh, it's just amazing. I love that malt, and I think people are getting tired of it, but I don't care. I keep on adding it to a lot of things that I do, and I hide it, using different levels of rye, and people are like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
character?"
Because I like that you say that you hide it because certain beers that have like a rye IPA or rye imperial something, whatever it is, on a beer board,
Yeah.
I have been steering away from because it was a very distinct flavor, but it tastes nothing like this. Like it's hidden in there, but it still is sweet. It's got a little bit of banana, a little bit of spice, but not too much. It's an outstanding beer, a great saison. This one is one that should be on the board each and every time I come to Rev, right, Daddy?
Yeah.
Is
A lot of kegs.
Are all 10 rotating, or are you going to put together a year-round lineup?
This has made the mark up there. I initially made this to start barrel aging, and at one point we were running low on inventory. Just to be safe, I threw it on. I dry hopped because it was my intent was to barrel age this in wine barrels. So, conversations we had, our inventory is running low. So, okay, let me throw it on there. Let me dry hop it first, and let me do what I want to do with it. Opposite what I was initially going to do with it, what my alternate version was. And then this is what it is. The barrel aged versions might be a little more subtle, slightly, but it's going to pick up other characteristics that I want. But this one was absurdly dry hopped, and it is what it is right now.
Yeah, we were getting a lot of love and a lot of demand, so I was like, nope. We got a lot of people coming in.
This is a competition beer right here, in my opinion. It's one that could go up against some of the best Imperial Saisons that I've had.
Perfect segue, because I was just going to ask, is this something you would enter in GABF? Are you guys planning to enter
Definitely,
GABF?
yeah. Definitely. This beer right now, like I said, this is a brainchild from a lot of my saisons. Like this concept of beer started about 3 or 4 years ago in my head, and I'm glad I'm able to put it in a forum out there, in a public forum. This has been this is one of my bookshelf beers.
I can tell you're very proud of this one. I can tell you're very proud of this
a
one.
little font on there, but
one of
it's
my
awesome.
babies. Yeah.
I mentioned GABF. I know here we know what that is. If you're listening, Great American Beer Festival is what I'm talking about. This year it's in September 24th through 26th. Biggest, most prestigious in my mind when it comes to beer awards, and it's something that brewers
right behind our beard scale,
right behind the beard scale. But brewers want their name to be called when they call names, and I hope the best for you guys. How many beers are you planning on entering?
As many as we can.
Yes, yes.
I like it. Yeah.
And do you need anybody from the Beer 30 show to walk around with Rev Brewing?
Why not?
Anyone that 300 pounds plus that looks like a billboard and 6 foot 2 can walk around with Rev Brewing.
Damn, that's advertising right there. Yeah.
I'll go.
Well, have you guys been out there? Have you competed in that yet?
I've been there. I've competed in there as Ohana, and unfortunately, we didn't do anything last year through Ohana.
It's tough, man.
But it is tough, especially coming off a World Beer Cup winning. It's like you're on this high, like, oh, we won WBC.
Yeah,
we should do something with this on this event, and we didn't. So cool. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
On to the
it
next.
happens.
On
It
to
happens,
the
dude.
next.
It's all good.
It is what
always
it is.
another opportunity
It is what
around
it is,
the corner,
dude.
brother.
Like the way I look at it.
But this is something that I think that you guys should absolutely make a flagship if you haven't already. Obviously, this is a fantastic beer. Cody over there is a brewer himself too and loves brewing saisons. I want to hear the rating starting off with him if you don't mind.
That's a good move. That's a good move.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really unique beer. I think like Without a Paddle, that rye really adds a complexity that, like Tyler said,
Hoppy tea,
if Hoppy Tea said,
Hoppy Tea today.
if you go and get a rye IPA or whatever, that rye is such a big, like, spicy bite, and you get too much of it sometimes. And with both these beer, it just adds that background of complexity. Definitely a unique saison. In the aroma, you guys have already talked about it. You get some of that pepper, some mixed with lemon, almost a little bit of an orange, not like the citrus orange peel, but more of just a straight, like more of a sour type of orange.
I get grapefruit a lot too.
And even some more softer, mellow fruits like papaya. Get a little bit of that. You take a big sip. Some of those same aromas
you're a veggie. You can pick out a lot more than I can.
Some of those occur in the flavor also, but I feel like it has more of that zest, a little bit more of that rye spice backbone. Definitely a unique beer. I'm gonna give it 3.6 beers on the 4 beer scale.
For a saison master like Cody, that is
saison master.
Your wheelhouse right here, right?
I've done some
Saison
dark
ninja.
saison with some darker malts and some high gravity saisons. But
Talk to me dirty now. Talk to me dirty now. Come on, bring it.
But
Love it.
The yeast
saison
does so much
assassin.
work with the saison that you end up ending up with a lot of that either fruity esteriness or that pepperiness just from the yeast doing its work, with some herbal notes. And this thing has like all that plus fruitiness plus that extra component, which we know because he's telling us what he's putting in it. But if you just sipped it, you'd be like, wow, what is this? And that's one thing that I think we've been getting from Rev and from Riggs is complex beers is something that has more of a layering to it.
You said you got bored with textbook fairly quickly.
As you drink it, as it changes temperatures, as you put your nose in it more, you're getting more and more out of it. And that's how you know a beer is done right and not is just something that's thrown together.
It's got layers.
That's a nice rating. That was good.
3.6 beers.
Saint Diesel, did you get any of this?
Yep.
I want to know what you think, man.
It was bomb. It was bomb.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Tell me what's
definitely a great saison. If you love saisons, try it out. I'm gonna give this a solid 3.5. 3.5 beers.
3.5.
5,
That's good.
3.6. Yeah.
Can I go, Dino? And you gonna back clean up?
You got it. You got it. Either way.
Let
Either
me
way.
clear my throat. Okay, we did that last week.
Yeah,
We don't
every
have to do it this
week.
week. Okay, well,
I mean, I'm getting different flavors and smells as
Every
I'm
time.
sitting there right
Every
now.
time.
Like, it's
Look,
like
and-
coming
Cody,
up more
do you get
and
the
more.
tartness at the end?
What is
You
it?
get the tartness at the end?
Yeah,
That's
it does have a
amazing. I
little
love that part.
sour tart.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
love
was
that
like.
part. Funk.
What is it
I
in
love
there
that
that does that?
It's
the
part of one of my yeast that I put in there.
Oh.
is
Some
that,
more
is that
proprietary.
Was
It's not beer yeast.
Proprietary, yes.
was that directly off Rhino's beard? You put that yeast from his
Beard
beard in
yeast?
there. Beard yeast.
Out the nose
Rhinos
hairs.
in the house.
From the chops.
Well, homie Rhino right in the back in the cut.
He's been brewing all day at
Yes.
at Rev.
Hard work.
So let me rate this thing. Look, the color in it is a little bit darker. It's a nice full color. The mouthful is a full mouthful. It's lightly carbonated, a little lighter than I like some of my regular saisons, but it is an imperial, so I'll forgive that. The flavor just explodes in your mouth, and it's got tremendous amount of layering. The fruitiness, like it looks thicker than the mouthful will let on to. There's no grit to it at all. There's no graining to it. It has that funk on the nose and on the end, dude. I'm gonna give it 3.75 beers.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a freaking awesome beer. You've got to get down to Rev and try it out. If
By
you
the
guys
way,
don't bottle
still
yet,
around.
do you? It's just at the tasting room.
We're
that
gonna
you get 'em.
start. We have the machine. We're just getting all the kinks out of.
You just got to weld some other pieces.
Yeah, pretty much.
Duct tape like a motherfucker.
Fucking duck it.
Fuck it and duck it.
works.
Nice guys. You're not rating your own beers, are you?
No,
No,
it's a 4. I can tell by it. But
4.2, he says.
yeah. 400
beers. Yeah. One
It's
thing. One thing I did want to point out is all our beers. None of our products are filtered at all. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
clarities you see and the grittiness you feel, that's just natural.
But it's not gritty. It's not gritty.
Right.
Like you would expect it to be because it's unfiltered,
Because
but
of
it's
the
not.
rye. You see the rye, it adds that milkiness to it.
Right.
The heavy.
The lacing is
Cloudiness.
beautiful on the glass, dude. This is a fantastic experience to drink this beer. It is great.
This beer,
Dino Flow. Let's hear a rating.
This beer is
from
really nice.
The Dino.
It has everything everybody said, but what we talked about earlier, it has that hop aroma. Like if you were blindfolded, somebody hands you this to smell, you would think you were drinking a IPA for
Double
sure.
IPA,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You'd be like, whoa, and then as you taste it, you get a lot of that banana, and then I get hit heavy with that spice. It must be that rye,
Yes.
but I get hit heavy with it. And
I love
it's
it.
and it sits there nicely. It's a really unique saison because of that hop and because of the rye, dude. I fucking love it. It finishes nicely, so from beginning to end, it's just a good experience when you're drinking it. 3.7 is what I'm gonna give it. Yeah, 3.7
Nope.
is just about right. I think you only brought us a couple beers, those 2 beers, right?
Yeah, that's
You
all I brought
bastard.
today.
We can drink like 15 on the
Let's
show,
take
you know
let's
that.
take a break and drink the rest of the growler.
Yeah.
Come back for some Brews News.
I want to bring more.
some
I just
phone
I
calls.
was, you know,
Brews
trying to
News. Sorry, but Brews News, phone calls, and we have our hop segment where we're going to be
We got the
partaking
hop of the week.
in hops,
Smoke
like
some
Galaxy
hops, baby.
hops. We're going to
We're
smoke
gonna
them. We're going to
vaporize
drink them. We're going to snort them. We're going to
Galaxy
no,
hops.
but we're going to do
done
whatever
that
it takes to tell you about this hop coming up after this
My
last break
DBA
here.
the septum won't let me snort that.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. I already tried. DSUradio.com, beer 30, 562-653-0707. Rev's with us, and they will be with us when we come back.
DFZRadio.com.
do what it do.
Going to school and working on the weekend. I finally saved enough to buy a car. Got some bros out there, I'll go and surfing. But you know that I'll be chilling at the bar. 15 shots of tequila, my skin is turning red. Everything is just beautiful, then it popped into my head. Love is good and life is fun, but it isn't that way for everyone. Ask that kid for chiclets, tin sombreros on his head, selling blankets, knives, and jewelry to keep a roof above his head. Lord, take me down to Mexico, Rosarito, Baja California. Oh Lord, take me down to Mexico, Rosarito, last night down by the fireside. It didn't seem to mean much the next day. Bottle rocket blew up, a bunch of people threw up. I looked at my man and this is what he said. They say life is good and they say life is fun, but it sure ain't the way for everyone. Well, I crossed the border just to change my scene. Take a look around, we thought of other things. Down to the border where the money's not green. Tequila, beer, ecstasy, and mescaline. One thing remains true, the water's still a pill. You're the one to do. Get drunk!
DFCRadio.com.
You have one new message.
Ooh, from a lady.
Hi, Tom. I'm calling to let you know this isn't working out for me. I need more out of life than just sitting on your couch drinking horrible, fizzy light beer. I want to meet new people, have some excitement, and most of all, have some flavor in my beer. I finally found a place that can give me all the things I need, Tom. Rev Winery and Brewing Company. It's freeway close in the San Gabriel Valley with a full range of outstanding handcrafted beers like their Rolling Hard Stout and AK Manganero, which is an IPA infused with delicious mango and spicy habanero. And if I feel like something different, Rev is SGV's first and only organic winery with fantastic wines like their Sangiovese and Symphony. Quite simply, Rev has everything I ever wanted, Tom. Have a good time on your couch watching TV and drinking your light beer. If you want to find me, I'll be with all my girlfriends and new guy friends at Rev. Goodbye, Tom.
Rev Winery and Brewing Company, a 30-minute drive or less from Los Angeles, Long Beach, or Orange County at 1580 West San Bernardino Road, Covina, California. The San Gabriel Valley's first and only organic winery and brewery, open at noon 6 days a week. Check us on the web at revbrewingco.com. Rev Brewing, reminding you to always brew responsibly.
She was alone at a table for two. I said, now's the time to make my move. So I got me a beer and I bought her a sex on the beach. She saw that umbrella stuck in the glass. That chunk of pineapple made her laugh. She took the beer from my hand and said, thank you, man. I didn't take her for the long neck kind. She said, boy, have you lost your mind? Hell yeah, I like beer. It gets me grinning from ear to ear. Not just every now and then. I'm talking 365 days a year. I can do it around the clock. I don't like it just a little, I like it a lot, even hot. Hell yeah, I like beer. Ooh, I love it. Yeah, it's good for your heart, it's good for your mind, it's good for getting through a lonely old night. Everybody knows you shouldn't drink too much, so why does it always seem like there's never enough? Hell yeah, I like beer. It gets me grinning from ear to ear. Not just every now and then. I'm talking 365 days a year. I can do it around the clock. I don't like it just a little, I like it a lot, even hot. Hell yeah, I like beer. Everybody now, come on. Hell yeah, I like beer. It gets me grinning from ear to ear. Not just every now and then. I'm talking 365 days a year. I can do it around the clock. I don't like it just a little, I like it
I like beer. Hell yeah, Dino likes beer.
Beer
I think I could be a country
delicious.
singer, a really bad country singer, but a country singer.
I think we just found your niche.
I like
Dino,
beer.
don't you remember like 10 years ago when
I remember everything from 10 years
when
ago.
I was like, you know what? Like, I've been trying to learn the guitar or something, and I forget what it was at the time. But the point was I was like, country songs are really easy to write.
Well,
and
you're
it's
gonna
really
offend a lot
easy
of
to
people.
Oh, yeah, except for the
No,
good
but-
ones.
no, you're
except
right.
for the good ones.
No, but
I mean, like the jokey ones.
No,
you
no, but
know?
it's good.
And
No,
when
dude,
you're
a lot of them, and that's
and
actually
to do
what
that accent too. I mean,
I like beer.
I like beer. I guess I'm not that
Yeah,
good at it.
you went more like coal miner style. Like, I like beer.
My dog died and my baby left me.
Got a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt.
I'm just drinking.
DFZRadio.com,
my
Beer
Budweiser.
30. You were having fun here. Rev is our guest tonight, Rev Brewing Co. out in Covina. We're drinking lots of good beers tonight, but what we're going to do now is our segment, Brews News, brought to you by
we are?
Codere. Hell yeah, this is what we're here for. This is why it's just me and you in the studio. What do you think,
I
buddy?
wasn't paying attention.
Beer.
Hello, I am Cody Brody, and this is Brews News. At the top of the headlines, we're going into the craft beer industry. Craft brewers are impacting our nation's farmers in a positive way. That is true. Craft breweries tend to use much more grain and hops per batch than the piss beer giants.
I like that.
For
Piss beer
example,
giants.
the USDA estimates that the average craft beer brewer uses up to 7 times as much malt as a mass-produced lager. This is also the reason that craft beer costs more, because they're putting a lot more into it.
7 times
boys
more.
and girls.
7
Of
times.
course, with the popularity of IPAs, hops are being used at a much higher rate in the craft beer world rather than in the piss beer world. The surge in demand has led farmers in 14 states to plant hops for the first time just last year. Let me
that
repeat
money,
that.
man. Get that
14 states that didn't have hops growing, farmers are now planting hops in the US of A.
Beer
All-
money. Get that beer money, son.
And when it comes to malt, although brewers typically import Canadian and European malts, farmers in this US of A are installing equipment to begin to meet the high domestic demand. The point is, within 5 years, we could see the craft beer movement using all domestic grain, all domestic hop, and local yeast strains. This will help farmers, lower prices for brewers, lower our ecological footprint, and it makes for happy beer drinkers like ourselves.
Totally.
We want that American grain, don't we, Dino?
I want it all.
Coming up second on the Brews News, this touches on our beer tech segment. Seattle beer lovers can now have growlers delivered to their front doors.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, this app called Brewtown will deliver any growler to your front door.
Isn't life good? You know, life is good these days, man. You get growlers to the door?
It is a membership club that started just this last January. Members can use the app to deliver a growler of fresh beer from a local brewery every Friday or Saturday within a 25-mile radius of downtown Seattle.
You know what? I see this as this could expand Uber Lyft style. This could grow.
It's
This could
totally
be
in the
popular.
Uber model. Membership costs $60 per month. You get
Whoa.
one growler a week.
Whoa.
Now, the question is, you can have craft beer and ganja delivered to your
Whoa.
front door.
Yeah.
Is it time to move to Seattle? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Fraser, he's doing his psychological evaluations up in Seattle.
Is that where Fraser is?
You didn't know that?
Seattle?
Now we're coming to the local news. Spiritual sing-alongs accompany craft beers in the OC. That's right, Dino. These events are called Beer and Hymns, Orange County. where
I shall praise the hops and grains.
Exactly.
I shall bring them home again. Oh, wait, sorry.
A band will lead beer drinkers to sing along to Christian hymns. These events involve no preaching, just a good godly time.
Mm-hmm.
These events attract 50 to 100 people per event. These people are all worshiping God.
That's Bruce News. She take it easy.
Next one will be March 15th at Nellie's Irish Pub in Costa Mesa. The slogan is "Drink one and sing one."
Drink one, sing one.
Let's go praise the Lord and drink craft beer.
Is that not normal?
That is Brews News. I'm Cody Brody. Back to you, Dino, in Long Beach, California.
You bringing it back to me in Long Beach?
No, but did you know that that is a place they put on these events, Dino?
Yeah, I'm here.
And they'll start singing Christian hymns, and everyone will come, and they encourage you to drink beer and sing along, but they're not preaching outside of just singing.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that?
Believe what?
That there's no preaching
Yes,
going
you
on?
can look at the YouTube videos, which I have done in my extensive investigative reporting.
You know, I don't hate you a lot. I want everybody to drink good beer. So if that's what they're into and that's what they're doing,
I think it's pretty cool.
Combine some drink. I'm not.
It involves secular people. Involves everybody. It's just coming together to drink good beer.
Drink some beer.
And then that
and
whole
sing.
thing,
I like singing.
And that whole thing about Seattle, man. Have you been up there yet? I haven't, but a friend of mine just got back, and today he was telling me ganja's everywhere.
Yeah.
We're on a craft beer show, you're saying?
No, that's worldwide. I just always thought that was true worldwide.
No, but
like,
legal.
Ganja's just everywhere.
But ganja's legal.
Legal. Man, I didn't think about legalization.
Craft beer exploding. Breweries on every street.
Craft beer is legal too.
And you can now have it delivered to your front door. But really what I wanted to talk about was this whole thing where us drinking craft beer helps American farmers.
Oh.
And it's just goddamn patriotic to drink American craft beer.
You're goddamn right about that.
Don't make me go off on a rant,
I'm willing and able to hear some rant. If you got something built up, you got to let it out. If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
No, there's no hate.
Okay. What we're going to do, because that is Brews News, we're going to come back grand finale style. We're going to bring the whole crew back in here. We're going to smoke some hops, talk a little bit about hops, drink some more beer, and say...
We're still going to smoke some hops.
But we're talking one song. We'll be right back. Literally, stay tuned. We're going to smoke some hops. He's going to grind that up. We're going to put it in a volcano. We're going to grab a couple beers from the fridge. We'll be back. DFZradio.com.
Pass the country on the left hand side. Pass the country on the left hand side. It a go but it a go do. Jano. Pass the country on the left hand side. Pass the country on the left hand side. It a go but it a go do. Jano. It was a cool and lovely breezy afternoon. How did you feel when you got no hurt? You could feel it cause it was the month of June. You will walk and talk. So I left my gate and went out for a walk. As I passed the dreadlocks camp, I hear them sing. Oh, you were singing when you heard them sing. Pass the country on the left hand side. Pass the country on the left. on the left hand side. It a go burn. It a go done. Jano. Pass the chip on the left hand side. Pass the chip on the left hand side. It a go burn. It a go done. It was a cool and lovely breezy afternoon. How did you feel when you got no work? You could feel it cause it was the month of June. You will walk and talk. So I left my gate and went out for a walk. As I passed the dreadlocks camp, I heard them say, how did you sing when you heard them sing? Pass the chip on the left hand side. Pass the chip on the left hand side. It a go burn. It a go done. Jano. Pass the chip on the left hand side.
Pass the chip on the left. DMZRadio.com. This is Beer 30. If you can't tell, we're having fun here, drinking beers.
We're hanging out with Rev Brewing.
Rev in the house. We always have fun when Rev's in the building. They also have wine. I got to mention that. I only care about the beer personally, I'll be honest. I only care about the
You
beer.
guys just want me for my barrel.
But the Rev, man, you can go there, you can get best of both worlds. If your chick doesn't like beer, she's got to like wine or else just dump her. She's got to like one or the other.
Yeah.
Or else just get rid of her.
Well, that's how I got in this business.
She's not an alcoholic. Just dump her. Just get rid of her, bro. It's like that. Just get rid of her, dude. This is what we do, though. We ran out of Rev, so we're just going to drink some beers on the side as we
Forgot to mention we have our
brand
new
new growlers. Brand new growlers. Is it that size? Do you have multiple sizes, or is it that size?
Just that size.
Yeah. What do they call those ones?
32 ounces. I don't know. Grumblers.
Yeah, grumblers. Yeah.
Those are kombucha bottles.
What's that going to run for a standard? I know maybe the higher ABV will be more expensive, but like a standard growler, Phil, what are you going to look at?
You mean the price?
Price, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
With beer in it, it's about $15.
It's gotta have
any
beer in it.
ABV of your choosing.
Okay, and then
so that includes the growler.
Can I just get cases of these with no beer?
Yeah, you can.
Sure, yeah.
That box.
Just fill my homebrew with.
Right?
You're gonna violate our growler.
Oh yeah, man! Shots fired.
Wow.
We're finishing up a delicious treat we're having in the back. I've never had it before. Of course, I'm going to draw a blank in the name now. It's a curry.
Indra
You were not close, but yeah. Ballast Point.
It starts Indra.
Yeah, it's
Illuminati.
It's from Ballast Point. It's their curry / cumin / coconut, everything.
Stout, right?
It's really, really unique, very good flavor. I don't eat curry. I don't think I've ever actually had curry. But the flavors on this, I like spicy food, and this is a really nice.
It's a magnificent beer.
It's a really.
It's very complex.
It is.
Very all over the place, but it's very, very
So
intense in flavors.
spices
Yes.
you still get some.
I am not a fan of it, but I'm intrigued by it. It's very interesting, the style.
What's your homie's name, chef out there?
Rolando.
Rolando. Where does he work at?
Lordsburg Tap House.
Where's that at?
Laverne, California.
He tried this beer. He instantly basically was like, "I'm cooking with this. I'm going to make some like brazen."
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about that place, because I know he was on. I think talked about.
Yeah, he was on. He talked about it. They have like 60 taps.
61.
See, this guy's got a memory. See, I don't have a memory.
They have some of the gourmet food. He lays it down with all the gourmet food from burgers and steaks.
He has
And
a
remember,
6
you're like, oh, you got nothing for the veggie. And he was like, oh, and he went into extensive detail of like all the different vegetable dishes they have. And
find that one on the archives
just-
and DMCRadio.com.
The pot pies are awesome there.
Pot pies, I'm a big fan. That beer, you said you weren't a fan. That's just how it goes in the craft beer game. I fucking loved that beer. I love spicy beers to begin with, and when it works that well, it just plays so nice. Just like coffee to me, a spicy beer, if it's done right, is fucking magnificent. Because I like my food that way too. You know what I mean? I love that. I'm going to get another one of those for sure. I'm going to rate it 3.8. That thing is like Good. But I'm gonna pour
The
just a
Ballast
beer.
Point Indra, is that what you just rated?
Yeah. I'm just gonna pour this beer.
If you've
after
never
you-
had curry, you like spicy food, you got to go get yourself some
I
curry.
gotta go
my
get
friend.
some fucking curry. This is some Big Bear Mountain. So Tyler made his way up to Big Bear, and he's not in the studio, and we're drinking his beer. So go ahead and partake in that.
My neck of the woods.
What do you mean? What, you born and raised in Big Bear? What's going on here?
My oldest, we bought our house back in the 90s, and my oldest was born in Big Bear, actually,
Yeah.
at Big Bear Hospital.
Oh, that's cool. That's
We
cool.
took him home in the snow.
My pops has always
That's
lived up
awesome.
there,
Yeah.
working at the ice rink up there back in the days.
Nice.
But homie was driving the Zamboni machine. You might have saw him. If you took your family to the
Rev is
fucking-
supporting Big Bear Mountain Brewery here.
No, we do. We love local. We love all local. We appreciate you guys coming in. We love having you guys
Oh
on.
man, Tyler brought in a Big Bear brewery, not just
Chocolate
this
is
one,
a
but
chocolate
on
stuff.
the growler he brought in that chocolate porter.
It's-
I think. Ooh, that was actually.
I don't
that
know
was
if they've
really
upgraded
good.
in the last few years, but it's just like a log little cabin off the side of the road. It's fucking
That's all you
cool
need.
little place. It's like
All you need.
really down home feel. They got, I think, like, biscuits and gravy, like really
Oh,
like
nice.
big, heavy, nice meals. Like it was dope the last time I went there. But truth being said, it was like when the Lakers were on their three-peat. That's how long ago
Oh.
it was there when I
Wow.
went to that brewery. But they've been around a while. They've been doing their thing. It's a cool little spot.
What, did
Never
you
had
watch
any
the
other
games
products.
up there?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
what?
yeah. We were
That's-
watching the game, and it went
I was
over.
gonna say, is that how you
went-
demarcate time?
it
Is
went-
like when the Lakers are winning?
It
or
went
losing?
it went into overtime, and they kept the brewery open for us, and we were kind of just drinking. It was pretty cool. They treated us well.
Cool.
Nice.
Been around a long time, but you guys are doing your thing over here. When I go out to get to breweries, I like to kind of hop. You go brewery to brewery. What's close to you guys? If I'm going to go out there to Covina, or maybe even a tap bar, maybe something close. I know you guys love your local area. What's out there to check out?
I say you should, anyone that goes out into our area, they should go visit Sanctum.
Sanctum.
It's a bit, it's like 10 minutes more towards Pomona, Sanctum Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you got our good old
Here.
boys, Laverne Brewing Company,
Laverne, yes.
Claremont, and of course Dale Brothers. Love
Dale
them.
Brothers, yes.
Love all three of them. And then
Food, bread and barley.
Bread and Barley,
The
our boys
Rookery.
at Bread and
Bread and
Barley.
barley, yeah.
The Rookery, too,
Yeah.
in Pomona.
B&B.
Yeah.
B&B, yeah.
B&B, yeah.
All right, so there's plenty of places to go if you're out there, if you're making your way out to Covina.
Well, here's a cool part I'd like to mention about B&B. Good guys, and believe it or not, they're like a gastropub, right? They carry a lot of beers on tap. They carry our wines. They don't carry our beers, but they carry our wines.
Hey,
That's
you know
kind of
what
cool.
they love.
Totally awesome.
You guys have any events coming up? You guys got anything planned, or just kind of cruising right now, making as much beer as possible?
Got some things.
We're going to be a part of the Shamrock in March 17th at the San Manuel Casino, and this year's Bite at the Beach.
Bite at the Beach? What's
Yes,
that all
that's
about?
at the Manhattan Beach Project thing. Last year it was pretty insane. Like the breweries got paired up with a food place, and me being from Mohana at that time, we got paired up with a creamery, Manhattan Beach Creamery.
Ooh.
It was so awesome. Like
Beer and
ice cream. Yes.
ice cream.
Really? How can you go wrong, right? Yeah. So that was pretty rad. So I'm pretty excited to see who we get paired up with.
And we also got the Covina on the 21st, Covina Beer Walk.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we're not officially on their ballots or flyers or websites.
You're a stop.
Yeah, but
You're a
just
stop.
yeah, we're gonna be there.
I would suggest take the after party
Yeah.
at Rev. Go down there, and they'll pour you beers until they have to kick you out.
Yes.
You might even get a table.
Yeah, who knows?
Or
Maybe
an
a
old-
sampling from the barrel. You never know. Fermenter. Who knows?
They're like,
knows?
You never know.
we
Giant-
had this little
you never know.
3-gallon fermenter in the back. This is our
No,
special
we only do
shit.
sevens
I actually got 3 up on the top shelf,
Right?
top floor.
A little old carboy that we were using. Hey,
Hey,
It's a wild ale.
So
It's
people
so
are,
wild.
if people are watching right now and they're just seeing this guy suck down bags of
what
smoke,
is he smoking?
he didn't say anything. He just kind of dove into it.
Just into it, dude. That's
what-
smooth.
Cody, we like to do a segment each week where we take a hop variety, we break it down, what it is, where it comes from. Is it used for bittering? Is it used for flavoring? Is it used for aroma? Whatever. Also, we've made teas out of them. We'll do it in the volcano or vaporizing is what you
Yeah.
call it. Break it up, smell it. It's just to show you, just like your single hop series that you make, what each hop variety has. And it's amazing what you get when we do this. It's at the right temperature. You get all those characteristics of each hop, and it's different every time.
So it's called Hop of the Week. This week we're doing Galaxy hops out of. These are hop that have been bred and exclusively produced in Australia.
Those Aussies make some good hops.
They're bred from the pearl hop and an Australian high alpha female hop. But when we vaporize any hop, what we're doing is we are.
You want to try it
to me? I'm like,
hey.
We're vaporizing.
Puff give, homie. Puff give.
We're basically, vaporizing the essential oils. So we're not getting the bitterness. We're not getting the high alphas. What we're doing is we're getting the same effect as you would get from like a dry hopping or a really late addition in your boil. And so we're getting those good flavors, those aromatics.
Definitely the aromatics. It gives you some of those like heavy resiny flavors that you get off a lot of hops. It's really unique. I'm kind of excited about it. Every time we try it.
You could hit that one up. And Galaxy itself is super delicious. I think it's perfect for this. Just a little overview of Galaxy hops. They're used primarily for that late hop addition, that kind of dry hopping aroma. And you're going to get a lot of citrus, peach, passion fruit, some intense apricot. Some people associate the aromas and late addition flavors with Citra. So if you're a home brewer and you can't get one or the other, sometimes you can substitute those two. Most brewers use this as a late addition. The alpha acid content's coming in at 11 to 16%. This particular batch, which I got at Steinfiller's, comes in at 14.6% on the alpha acids. Of course, we're not as concerned with that because we're not getting a lot of those alpha acids in these flavors. What we're really doing is we're vaporizing the essential oils. So we're talking myrcene, humulene, caryophyllene, and farnesene. But a lot of those come in a really small percentage. The myrcene is where you're getting a lot of that citrus. And so, we've done a few of these hops on air, and that high myrcene content, that's where we're getting a lot of that big fruity.
I think even on this one, you could even turn down the heat a little bit.
I've been trying to keep it low. Because if I bumped it up, then we would get more of that bitter, resiny alpha acid.
As a brewer who deals with a lot of hop varieties all the time, you mess around a lot of them. What do you think about your first couple little puffs? Does it give you a flavor that you were expecting? What do you think of?
Yeah, this is like total enhancing on flavors, and I could totally use this in making beers because you get all the flavors without even having to make something. Just there you go.
It's super unique.
I think, especially for a home brewer who might not have the resources to just like do a batch and be like, I'm just going to do, like you said, a bunch of single malt, single hop batches. There might just be, each batch might be so valuable that they're like, this packet cost me like $2 or $3. You're going to be able to vaporize each one and then still use it in your beer and have some understanding of what you're getting into before you use it, I think.
We've had a couple brewers on. They say the same thing, and I just don't know because I haven't messed around with a lot except for here on the show. And I want to know, does it really show off what the hop has to offer?
I'll say I've used Galaxy before as home brewing.
Yeah.
And I have not used it in professional side yet, but I used it extensively in home brewing. And yes, it is everything I remember this hop to be. And even more like super fresh, super crisp, and just aromatic. But it's funny, it's aromatic, but it's in your mouth.
But it's in your mouth, right? Yeah.
You get the senses.
And you get those same like fresh hop pellet aromatic taste and aromas. It's pretty cool. We just kind of did this experiment starting about a month back, maybe a little longer. And it's worked out. We kind of made it a segment here.
Right. So as far as Galaxy hops go, I've experimented a little bit with, but some more popular beers that people might know Galaxy hops for include Anchorage has their Galaxy White IPA, which is a single hop IPA. Flying Dog has their Imperial IPA, which is another single hop. And Hill Farmstead in Vermont has their single hop Double Galaxy. And then we also drank on air tonight the Modern Times Protocosmos, which you can get a lot of that kind of citrusy Galaxy hops.
That's the brand new one from Modern Times, Hoppy Galaxy
in that beer too. And so this is a hop I think a lot of people are using in terms of getting away from necessarily a big bitter beer, but more of a late edition kind of aromatic beer. I think this is one hop that a lot of people are using.
Beer, IPAs especially are just all late editions these days. That's all it is. You can do so much with an IPA, but you can do a ton with dry hopping. You can do a ton with hop bursting or whatever it is. There's so many things you can do, and it drastically changes that aroma and flavor of an IPA. For sure.
I love this hop, by the way. Just using it, it was amazing.
Yeah,
So
I predict a Galaxy hop coming in a Rev Brewing beer soon.
We'll see some.
I think we're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank you guys for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And I want to thank you guys for being our new sponsor. I hope you guys liked the commercial that we came up with here. And
pretty dope.
We're gonna be out soon to drink a lot more fucking beer. Cody, you have anything to say before we
I want to thank Rev for coming on. They're doing great things, and if you haven't visited, you got to get out there. I went with my lady, and she was super impressed. And so I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the winery aspect. I don't know if it's the ambiance. I don't know if it's the people who work there, but it's just a great experience. So you got to get out there, and it goes hand in hand with what we always preach, which is drink local, drink craft, Beer 30 Nation.
Thank you, Stearns Liquor, also.
We're going to sign out for another edition.
We'll be back every Monday here on DFZRadio.com, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's how we do it every fucking week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to sit here laid back to this nice mellow beat, and drop some smooth lyrics. Cause it's 88. Time to set it straight, you know what I'm saying?